Good morning, all. I'm Nagarani. I'm an aspiring STEM educator currently pursuing my BA degree in Tamil Nadu, India. And thank you for having me today. Okay, before getting into the talk, let me begin with a question. How many students walk into the science class with the same excitement as they have for sports, games, and lunch break? Most of them don't, right? So they see science as formula to memorize, diagrams to copy, facts to cram for exam, and they see science as a boring subject. Right? Science becomes a subject of stress to students. But science wasn't meant to be boring. Science is meant to be fun. Science where curiosity lives. Science is where our future engineers, doctors, innovators, and problem solvers discuss their passion. So, today I'm going to show you exactly how to make science fun and practical through simple STEM activities. And it requires no special equipments, no expensive materials, and you can be implementing starting this week in your schools. So, let's begin. What do you think at which point science becomes a boring subject? Because of our traditional science teaching methods. Our classrooms are mostly teacher centric. Students sit passively and listen to the blackboard, listen to the teachers. I know teachers are working hard to complete the curriculum within the limited time period, right? So learning becomes completely textbook based. So as a result, students don't understand how the concepts they learn in the classroom will be applicable in the real world, right? So they lose their curiosity. They memorize the concepts, they pass exams without understanding the science. Think we are teaching 21st century students with the 20th century rote learning methods. This needs to be changed and this can be changed. So, before getting into the solution of this problem, let's know what is STEM education. So, STEM stands for science, technology, engineering, and mathematics. And do you think STEM is simply teaching these four subjects separately? Definitely not. STEM integrates these four subjects science, technology, engineering, and mathematics to solve the real world problems. So, STEM is an approach to learning science in a different way. So, first, we should know the difference between understanding and knowledge. So, knowledge is having the information in our mind, having the facts, that having the rules in our minds. But understanding is being able to apply that knowledge in solving the problems, the real world problems. For example, reading about water, swimming, and doesn't help you to swim, right? You can learn water supports the body. You can learn all the rules of swimming by reading in a book. But until you step into the water and practice, you won't truly know how to swim. So, this is how exactly STEM works. STEM bridges the gap between the knowing and understanding because children use their knowledge to build, test, observe, and solve problems. True learning happens when they actively involved in the classroom. Encourages STEM activity encourages them to ask why it happens and how it works, so that it increases their curiosity. And when people hear about the word STEM, they often think about high-end computer labs, expensive robotics kit, high-equipped laboratories, and high-budget allocation. Do you think is it affordable for all the students? Can every schools provide these facilities? The answer is no, right? So it is not about equipment. STEM is about mindset. You don't need any of these to include STEM activities in the classroom. For example, how do you explain what is air to children? So we often start with definitions, right? We say air is a mixture of gases around us. Uh, we can't see it, we can't touch it, but we feel it. We tell these definitions to children, right? But many children become confused because children remember experiences than the definitions. So let them experience the air first. For example, take a simple carry bag or polythene cover like this and wave it through the air and close its end. So now ask them what is inside this bag or tell them we check the air around us inside this tiny bag. So they can connect the concept with these activities. It helps to create curiosity in them. Okay, let me tell you another example with this activity, tissue in a glass. The materials required for this activities are tissue paper, transparent glass, and a bowl of water. First, crumble the tissue paper and push it firmly into the bottom of the glass. And before doing the activity, always ask a question to students. What will happen? What is going to happen? What will happen to the tissue paper when I put this glass into the water? It, it increases their curiosity and critical thinking. So now put the glass inside the water without tilting and take that out without tilting. Remember. So now show them. Let them observe. Now the tissue is completely dry. Ask them why. Why it is completely dry? Because there is nothing inside the glass. We put just a paper inside the glass and it is empty. But it was really empty. Now explain them. The glass looked empty, but it was actually filled with air and it prevented water from entering. So now we prove them air occupies space, right? And we use very simple materials like a tissue paper, water, and a glass. We need no special equipments for this activity, right? And we prove a science concept like air occupies space. And the second activity is draw through a potato. This is one of the most impressive STEM activity because it works like a magic to a children. And ask the audience to predict, can a soft drinking straw pierce a hot potato? Most of the children will say no, right? Then let's start the activity. We need only two things. One is paper straw and another one is a potato. So ask the students to try it for several times. They uh, try punching it with a straw, but they fail because they feel the potato is hard or the straw bends. Now do the activity. Let them show. Push the push. I'm sorry. Hold the end of the straw with your thumb and firmly into the potato, and it pierces. The paper straw pierces the potato completely. Now explain the concept to them. How the paper straw penetrates the potato. Because when you seal the top of the straw, the air is sealed, the air is trapped into the straw. It makes the straw rigid, much stronger to pierce a potato. So now we prove them air exerts pressure by using very simple materials like paper straw and a raw potato, right? And you must keep these points in your mind before doing these activities. Safety first. Ensure all the materials are safe and supervise children very closely because they are curious. They might get hurt with these some materials like scissors, sharp pencils, or glass. Second point is prepare materials in advance. So check that all the materials work before the session begins. Next point is keep activities age appropriate. So you must keep this point. Choose activities suitable to the student's age and prior knowledge. Next point is predict before testing. Let them predict before you do the activity like I do now. before telling the concept, let them let them explore, let them discover by their own. Include everyone. Ensure every child participates. Connect to activities, connect to situations, and connect to real life. Connect activities to the situations children see in their real life. So, give any one real life example they are using this principle. It helps to connect the concept they learn in the classroom to the real life. Next one is learn from mistakes. Let them learn from mistakes because the learning journey is more important than getting the correct answer. And why you should include STEM activities in your classroom? What is the benefit of STEM activities? Because STEM activities, through the STEM activities, students learn beyond science. They not only learn science, they learn much more skills. It increases curiosity among children and develop critical thinking skills. So instead of passive learning, they actively involve in doing activities. It encourages collaboration with peers. Even the students who struggle with traditional academics often get excited during hands-on activities. So when students carefully, successfully complete the challenge, they begin to see themselves as innovators. It builds confidence in them. How schools can implement STEM easily? So we can implement starting STEM activities in your classroom easily through these 5 steps. Always start small. Do not try to include activities for all the topics because schools cannot change everything overnight. So, in the beginning, incorporate one activity per chapter and do not spend much time. Use the existing classroom time. Include only one activity to your lesson plan. Second one is use simple materials. As I have shown here, I use only simple things like paper, straw, tissue papers, potato. You can use balloons or some other simple. It should be accessible to every student. It should be affordable to everyone. And you don't have to spend money for these materials. Even you ask students to bring this from home for the hands-on activities. Next one is train teachers. Train your teachers gradually through STEM educator programs. Uh, most of the most of the teachers don't know how to do activities in their classroom because they lack of time. But these activities don't have much time. Even you can spend only 10 minutes for each class. Next one is STEM corner. Create STEM corners. In every classroom, allocate a small space or a table for materials and projects of STEM activities. The next step is organize small programs to celebrate students' innovation like a STEM day or exhibitions occasionally. It will boost their innovation skills. A famous scientist, Benjamin Franklin, you know him, right? He told, tell me and I forget, teach me and I remember, involve me and I learn. So, as he said, by making science fun and practical, we are preparing students not only for their exams, we prepare students for their life. So, let us move from teaching science to helping students experience science. So, the biggest challenge we face today in education sector is not a lack of content, it's the gap between engagement. We are not teaching more content by these STEM activities. We are teaching the same content in a more effective way. So, as educators, we have the power to bring change. And I hope you all know about STEM, the STEM activities, and the benefits, and how to implement STEM in your classroom. And thank you for your valuable time. And I'm looking forward to your questions.
Thank you, Miss Nagarani. Excellent explanation, ma'am. As you said, it's a very good concept showing with activities, but again, you have mentioned saying that not every topic can be taught with an activity. So it should be a mix so that the children will find it curious to learn, and research also can be done with these concepts. Thank you so
Yes.
much. If you can stop sharing the screen, ma'am, the
Yes,
viewers
ma'am.
can have a better view. Thank you so much. We have, I don't know whether it's one or two, ma'am. It says Marimuthu and Mari. So if the audience, like if you have any questions, you can unmute yourselves and ask the question, or you can paste your question in the chat box too. Any questions? Okay, you can ask Ms. Nagarani in between too. So, ma'am, the first question is, what are the common mistakes teachers make when starting STEM activities? You have explained, you need to explain to the children with these activities. But what are the mistakes like we do as an educator or as the teacher?
Yes, ma'am. As I've already said, they include activities in each class. This might take more time to complete the syllabus. We need to complete the syllabus as well, right? So if we include activities in each class, it might take more time. So try to include activities for a you know that this concept is more important or this will come to the exam. This will must come to the exam. So include activity for that topics in the initial times.
Right. So, ma'am, can these activities work in larger classrooms too?
Yes, ma'am, it is. But what you should do means you can split the students into groups, like 4 members or 5 members in a group, and assign the materials to them and assign a challenge to them. Let them explore by themselves as a group,
So, how
and
do
you
you?
can supervise. And you can
Right.
supervise them.
Okay. So, how do you uh, practice these activities or teach the concept for to the students with learning disabilities?
Oh, you're asking the students learning disabilities.
Yes, because one concept can't work for all, right? So in a
Yes,
larger
ma'am.
number, we have a mix of children with
Yes.
some are like a quick learners, some are slow learners. So as you mentioned that there is a time constraint also, right? So what is your technique of teaching the students with learning disabilities?
Ma'am, actually, I split the students. I never let them to split into groups. I let the students. I will split the students into groups, mixture of students. So in that group, there will be a quick learner, slow learner. All the students will be there in a group. So they will discuss among themselves, and I also supervise them and support them while doing the activity. First, I demonstrate the activity to them, and then let them do.
Great. So, ma'am, to the children, when you are teaching a concept, how do you connect these activities to everyday life so that they remember it forever?
Yes, every concept we study in science are applying in any one of the daily life, right? Because we use from we wake up, we use toothpaste until we sleep, we use something related to science. I demonstrate 2 activities here, right? So these activities are also useful in real life because we use straw in a potato. It explains the concept air exerts pressure. It is used in many building constructions. We are using hollow pipe to build a pillar. This concept is used there. So tell them these kind of applications so they can connect it to their world.
Right. So, as we discussed before, ma'am, you have mentioned every topic can't be taught with an activity, right? So, how do you keep students engaged after the initial excitement? Say that like a couple of concepts, like you have showed with an activity. So for the third one, right, the students are excited and everything. They're looking forward, right? So, how do you keep students engaged after the initial excitement, which you are going to teach without any activity?
I'm sorry, ma'am, I don't understand your question. Without activity, how to engage students, you're
Yes,
asking.
please. That's all. Sorry, I made it very long.
Yes, no problem, ma'am. As I said, without activity, they are not engaging. They are listening to your words only, right? They are passively sit, and they're not doing anything in the classroom. They sit passively and listen to your talk. You're
Mhm.
asking this, ma'am?
Yeah, that's fine. So, what
Yes.
resources do you recommend for teachers starting STEM, Miss Nagrani?
Yes, there are so many AI tools are available nowadays. Most of them are free for teachers, and you can get resource from YouTube channels also.
Okay, great. So, any questions from the audience, Mr. Murray or Miss Murray? I don't know. Yeah, my last question, ma'am. What's your vision for STEM education in India?
Actually, STEM is already started in India in most of the schools, and in government schools also there will be like in Tamil Nadu they have Vanavil Mandram in government schools also. So they train teachers. They they send teachers to STEM educated programs.
Okay. So, can you suggest any other low cost STEM activities to the students, to learn the concept and have fun at home?
Yes, ma'am. There are a lot of activities. I cannot say one activity name here. You can search on YouTube like STEM activity. There will be so much of content will be there, but only go on a repetitive channels. Follow repetitive channels only.
So, what are the channels, ma'am?
Yes, say for example, Six Science. SICK Science. Six Science
Mm,
is a good channel for students, for teachers also.
great. So, thank you, Miss Nagarani, for that insightful and thought provoking presentation, ma'am. We truly appreciate you sharing your expertise on our platform today. I would also like to thank the participants for joining us. And before I end this session, anything else you want to mention, ma'am?
No, 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 no.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much for the opportunity.
Thank you so much. Great to have you on our platform. Have a great day. I'll end the meeting now.